Hey now, what's up guys? I want to try like a new video that I might be doing once a week. Who knows how it goes, what people's reaction to it is, if it gets a lot of hits. I don't know, or maybe I'm just doing this because I'm bored. But there's a couple of different wrestling news stuff going on lately and I felt like talking about it. So instead of tacking it on to one of my Raw or SmackDown reviews, I felt like making just a separate video to talk about it. So first up, what I just got done reading actually. Well, a few days ago I read about Kevin Nash's comments regarding when he thinks the turning point for the wrestling business was. Like the moment where Kevin Nash thinks the wrestling business started to get shitty. And when the revenue started going down, when the fans stopped caring. He says that WrestleMania 20, back in 2004, where at the end of the show we had Chris Benoit, who? Yeah, I know, right? We're not supposed to talk about him. But Chris Benoit, who that night won the World Heavyweight title, he beat Triple H and Shawn Michaels, triple threat match. And earlier that night, Eddie Guerrero beat Kurt Angle for the WWE title. So at the end of the night, Eddie Guerrero was in the ring with Chris Benoit. They hugged, the confetti came down, the family was in the ring, and it was like a big, emotional, touching, in my opinion, great moment for the wrestling business. But according to Kevin Nash, he thinks that this was a horrible decision with WWE because for years, world champions have been guys 6 foot or taller. In his case, he's like 6'9", 6'10", 300 pounds. So in Nash's eyes, a world champion has to be that big. A world champion has to be a big, huge, larger-than-life type of guy because that's the only thing that sells. He basically bashed, you know, Eddie Guerrero and Chris Benoit because they're like 5'7", and he's like, why would you make a 5'7" guy your world champion? No one cares about it. Okay. I respect Kevin Nash for the most part. I've grown up watching him wrestle, either as Diesel or in WCW and the NWO and everything. So I have a lot of, I guess, nostalgic thoughts of Kevin Nash. You know, he's someone I grew up with. Big sexy Kevin Nash. But Kevin Nash, fuck you, you piece of fucking shit. How dare you go off and say that Eddie Guerrero, and you know what, as much as I think Chris Benoit is a piece of shit for killing his family, I can't deny how great a wrestler he was. And I can't say that he never deserved to win the world title from his wrestling career standpoint. They deserve that moment. Great technical wrestlers who, for the most part, and even today, don't get their just due, don't get the respect that they deserve. Look at CM Punk. He's one of the best wrestlers that's in WWE today, but he's never main evented the last 9 months that he's been champion. But no, you give that to John Cena, larger than life type of guy who's main evented every fucking pay-per-view. You know, Kevin Nash, you can call it maybe an old school mentality, or you can say that he's just backstage politics snake, brown-nosing, you know, piece of shit guy who doesn't recognize wrestling talent when he sees it, and he's all about a different side of the business, entertainment. I've heard the same argument about Vince McMahon himself. I've heard Vince feels the same way about wrestlers and wrestling, and that's why guys like Daniel Bryan and CM Punk weren't ever going to be main event or world champion type guys until the fans forced it. So I don't know, you know what? Do I think it's bad that he has his own opinion? No. He can think that. He can think that Eddie Guerrero and Chris Benoit don't deserve that. But I think to publicly come out and say it the way that he did is douchey. And it's, you know, say what you want about Chris Benoit, but his wrestling career, how he was as a wrestler, you can't deny that. Even if you want to pretend like Chris Benoit, that his wrestling career never happened because of what he did to his family was deplorable, fine, I'll even give you that. But to take Eddie Guerrero and to say that Eddie Guerrero never deserved to win the world title after all those years and all those great matches, and he was a fucking great entertainer himself, Eddie Guerrero. If you really think about it, Eddie Guerrero was one of the most entertaining fucking wrestlers out there. I'm sorry, but he was. And so Kevin Nash, for you to be so arrogant, such an asshole about this, and to think that you're God's gift to wrestling, really? fuck you. When you came back to WWE last year and you were trying to keep up with CM Punk in promos, you did fucking horrible, dude. I don't know if you lost it, or I don't know if CM Punk made you look bad, because you looked bad. And you know what? Thank God that match didn't happen with you and Punk, because you probably would have tore your other quad and your other leg that you haven't torn yet. Or you know what? You probably tore both of them. Who knows? This guy's had like 23 back surgeries and who knows how many knee surgeries. And Chavo Guerrero commented, and after I tried to really read what he wrote, because I don't know if it's a language thing, the Spanish language thing, I don't know. But he did basically call Kevin Nash a piece of shit, and this is one of the few times you'll hear me say Chavo Guerrero, bravo. I don't dislike Chavo, but I don't really think he's that. Whatever. He joined TNA like last week, and I just don't really have a thought on Chavo Guerrero, really. I don't know. So yeah, that's what I think of that whole situation. I was almost baffled when I first read that that's how Kevin Nash feels. I just was, wow. All those years in the business and you're really that close-minded. Alright, another topic that's been going on for the last few weeks actually is that Bully Ray and Devon, or Bubba Ray and Devon Dudley, who are in TNA, their contracts are about to expire, and they've been trying to negotiate renewing their contract, but it's not going well. It's not going well at all. From what I just got done reading, Bully Ray is doing the talking for the both of them, and I don't know if it's money. I'm assuming, I mean, that has to be it, right? At the end of the day, what about your contract could you be negotiating at most about? Money. And I'm assuming that they both want more money, but TNA's like, at the end of the day, do we really need to give you more money, or do we even need you? Who knows? I kind of probably see both sides of the coin as far as this goes. Question is, though, if they don't re-sign, then, I mean, Bully Ray is a top heel in TNA right now. He is. I'm not saying he's a main event guy, but he's pretty close to that. He's had main event matches last few months, and he's one of their top heels, so that would be probably a big loss. And Devon, Devon's not as prominent on his own, but he is the TV champion, so he is there. He is relevant in some capacity, so he would have to lose the belt if he's not going to renew his contract. So that will be a big loss to TNA, I do think. Will they go back to WWE? I don't know. I don't see WWE really caring to bring them back, because think about it. They've been split up as a tag team for almost 2 years now, right? Hasn't it been almost 2 years since the Dudley Boyz, Team 3D, whatever you want to call them, split up? So if they go back to WWE, is WWE interested in them being singles wrestlers? Probably not. So WWE would probably just say, we'll bring you back as a tag team. But then will Bubba Ray and Devon want to be a tag team again and then have to go through a whole breakup storyline all over again? Probably not. They're probably like, hey, we've gone single, we like being singles wrestlers, we'll just stay that way. So it's kind of a sticky situation. I don't know. Would I like to see them back in WWE? I liked them back in the day, but that was when you had them facing guys like the Hardy Boys and Ed and Christian and the APA, and when you know, TNA, Tess and Albert, not TNA, T and A. You know, you had a lot of good tag teams back then for the Dudley Boyz to face. Nowadays, you come in, who are they gonna face? Fucking Primo and Epico, the money players, whatever they're called, the millions of dollars, Titus O'Neil and Darren Young. You're not gonna have the great tag team matches that we're used to seeing the Dudley Boyz having in WWE. So, and do they even want to be a tag team anymore? There's so many probably variables going into that I don't know if I see that happening. And apparently Wade Barrett made his return to SmackDown on Tuesday, but not on TV. It was a dark match, so they're probably just testing to see how he is in the ring. And I said in my Raw review that Wade Barrett looks like he's going to come back in a pretty cool gimmick, like a tough English brawler type of guy. That video looked like he was in his fucking own Fight Club type of thing, and I'm into it. I've always liked Wade Barrett, but I think I'll like him even more as this new type of reinvented Wade Barrett gimmick. Then I just want to mention WWE 13 really quick. I love that WWE 13 is Attitude Era based, themed. It's, you know, I mean, I've only seen a couple of their entrances. I've seen Mark Henry, Attitude Era Mark Henry, like in the Nation of Domination, which is like, okay, I guess that's cool, but I'd much rather see him as Sexual Chocolate. I mean, if he was Sexual Chocolate in that old school Raw show, that was like, wasn't that last year? Maybe it was longer than that. He came back as Sexual Chocolate then, so why couldn't they put him in the game? Oh, because it's PG. Well, fuck it. That's literally, people still, even this past year, was still chanting Sexual Chocolate to Mark Henry. People haven't forgotten. It's the coolest fucking gimmick ever that Mark Henry's ever had. And I saw Mankind. I saw the way Undertaker looked, old school Undertaker. I think it's really cool. I love the Raw is War set. That's Raw is War. I so miss Raw is War. A lot of nostalgic memories as far as old school WWE and Raw goes, Attitude Era. It's gonna be a kick-ass fucking game. I cannot wait to play that. And another thing I want to mention is that the WWE Network that was supposed to get started in 2012 isn't going to happen this year. All that hype in 2011 of those commercials and oh, it's coming, 2012. It's going to be the biggest thing ever in 2012. And what did we get in 2012 from WWE? A YouTube channel. Tout. But no fucking network. Whatever. I stopped watching, I stopped subscribing to that 24/7 thing because it was cool at first, but then after a while, once you've seen some of the cool older stuff, it's kind of like, they're showing a lot of stuff I didn't care about, and at the end of the day, I was either seeing, they were posting the same shit up there over and over again, or it stopped getting interesting, so I stopped with it. The network, I don't know if I care to see all these reality shows with legends. Like, do I really care to see fucking Jimmy Snuka in a house with Roddy Piper, I guess? I mean, Jake the Snake, who are we gonna see in a fucking reality show house? It sounds stupid. Mean Gene Okerlund, like, I don't care. The only reality show that was talked about that I thought looked interesting or sounded interesting was the Divas Road Bus or whatever, because I like the Divas. I mean, I like Kelly Kelly. But then again, that also sounds boring. I don't know. So we're just gonna watch them on the bus traveling? I guess I was only interested by it because one, Kelly Kelly, and two, they're hot. But other than that, you probably don't have too much content going on there. The channel, they said it won't happen till 2013. Great. So now we have to wait a whole year. And they say they want to have it around WrestleMania time. WrestleMania 29. Well, at that point, I don't even know if I care anymore. Am I going to pay the extra money to get a WWE channel? I don't know. I might get it initially just to see what it's about, but if it's not that great, if they're still not ready by then, what the fuck? What's the point? What makes you think... The ratings for Raw and SmackDown haven't been all that stellar. What makes you think that their own channel is going to get great, huge ratings or subscribing, whatever you want to do with it? Last but not least, Jericho is leaving WWE pretty soon, within the next couple of weeks, which sucks. And from what I'm reading, his contract expires before SummerSlam. So this whole program he has going on with Dolph Ziggler, I'm sort of like, I mean, I'm loving it. I'm loving seeing them go at it because they've never faced before. They've never had really interaction before. It's something new. Jericho's back to being face. There's a lot of good things going on with this program, but it doesn't look like we'll get a good payoff. It doesn't look like they'll face at SummerSlam if Jericho's going to leave. I'd love for Jericho to like have his last match at SummerSlam and then go and do his Fozzy stuff, but if it doesn't happen, then not only does it make it seem like this program's for naught, but it also makes it seem like, what are they gonna do? Just have the match on Raw randomly one day and then that's it? I'd love to see it happen at SummerSlam. Please, Jericho, just one more. Just wrestle at SummerSlam and then leave.
This summer, the adventure will take you on the ride of your life. The action will keep you on the edge of your seat, and the mystery will unlock your imagination. Watch the epic unfold in the biggest blockbuster event of the summer, SummerSlam. WWE SummerSlam. Live Sunday, August 17th on pay-per-view. Oh, did I forget to mention the romance?
Let me know what you thought of some of the stories that I mentioned. Let me know if you want to know my opinions on some other wrestling related stuff, and let me know if you like this new video I'm doing. Maybe I'll do it once a week. So thanks for watching. Peace, subscribe, and later!